You scheduled a meeting in French but set the wrong time. Because of that, your Francophone colleague showed up an hour late. French time expressions in a professional settings are nothing like English. They are totally different when it comes to French time and English time. Ghanaian professionals in bilingual organizations make time mistakes in meetings, emails, and focus every single day. And those mistakes have real consequences, okay, for the company. For instance, missed deadlines, confused colleagues on the other side, and a reputation for disorganization you cannot afford. In French business, time is not just money, as we've been saying, but it is respect. Now, follow this account for free business French lessons built specifically for Ghanaian professionals, including everyone as well. And this is done every week. Every week, we send 3 videos, okay, to help you being a bilingual person. Here's what every Ghanaian professional must know about time in French. Please follow me. Okay, so in this part two, we are going to consider how to say the difference, okay, between the 12-hour system versus the 24-hour system in French. What is the difference? Okay, this is what you want to find out, okay, in the part two. So, 12-hour system, that is the conversational way used in casual conversation with time of day markers. Okay, so for instance, in French, when we say du matin, okay, when you talk about du matin, we are referring it in the morning as at a.m. Okay, so in French time, you have du matin. That means a.m. in the morning. And then you also have de l'après-midi. Okay, de l'après-midi. And when we say de l'après-midi, we are referring to PM. That is in the afternoon. Okay, PM in the afternoon. All right, so this was the time that we were using, okay, previously in French. And when we say du soir, okay, du soir was referring to in the evening, that is the PM, okay, in the evening. And then you also have de la nuit, okay, de la nuit. And when you say de la nuit, we are referring to it as at night, okay. So these are the 12-hour system that you have, okay, for French here comparing English. So du matin AM, de l'après-midi, okay, still talk about the PM, du soir PM, okay, and then la nuit, night. This is what we're using at first, okay, in most of the times. All right, and still some people still use it. Okay, let me say at first, because now some people still stick this to this time. Okay, all right. Now we'll find out as professionals which one should you use. Should you use the 12-hour system or 24-hour system? Okay. All right, let's continue. Let us see some examples. Okay. For instance, when you say 8 a.m., 8 a.m. corresponds to 8 heures du matin. So in order to be able to master French time, don't forget that you must also master the numbers in French. And in our previous video, we have already done the numbers. Okay, we have videos on the numbers. So if you haven't watched those ones, then you need to go back and watch the video about numbers. Otherwise, you won't be able to say the French time. Okay, so 8 a.m., that is 8 heures du matin or 8 heures du matin. All right, so the AM here is du matin. 2 p.m. correspond to 2 heures de l'après-midi. 2 heures de l'après-midi. 8 p.m. correspond to 8 heures du soir. Okay, 8 heures du soir or 8 heures du soir. 2 a.m. Okay, 2 heures de la nuit. Okay, 2 heures de la nuit. Okay, so this is what we have the examples, okay, for the 12-hour system in French. Okay, so as I'm saying, up to now, some people are still using this time, the 12-hour system. Okay, now let us go and consider the 24-hour system, and this is the professional or official way. Okay, compared to the 12-hour system, the 24-hour is the professional or official way. For instance, okay, is being used in business, schedules, appointment, official contests, and other important official document. That is where the 24-hour system is being used. So here, you don't need, okay, AM or PM markers. Yes. So when it comes to the 24-hour system, pay attention. You don't need AM or PM markers. That is in English. In French, you don't need that. Meanwhile, the first one, we were using that, du matin and du soir. Okay. But in the professional settings, official settings, you don't need them. Okay. For instance, I prefer in telecom, banking, and then other institutions, professional institutions. Okay. So now let's continue. Let us see some examples. 8 a.m. That is 8 heures or 8 heures. Okay. 2 p.m. But here the 2 p.m. in French equals to 14. So the 14, let me use the 14. So the 14 p.m. in French, okay, equals to 2 p.m. And we read it as 14 heures. 14 heures. So this time around, you could see that the 2 p.m., instead of saying 2 heures du soir, no, we are rather using the 14. We'll talk more about this. And then when it comes to 20, okay, 20 o'clock, okay, 20 o'clock, that corresponds to 8 p.m. in English. In French, we call it 20 heures or 20 heures, okay, 20 heures. All right, when it comes to 2 o'clock, at dawn, in French, we call it 2 heures. That is 2 a.m., 2 heures. So what are you saying? We are saying that for professionals, in a professional environment, in a business settings, it is good to use the 24-hour system. All right. So in our next study, we are going to discuss how that 24-hour system is. Okay. So that you'll be able to know. All right, you'll be able to know and then use it. Yeah, it is very, 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 very simple and then easy, okay, to know the 24-hour system is. So in the part 3 of our next lesson is going to help us to know that. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you'll be able to know more about French, business French, only if you want to land yourself with a bilingual job. Thank you very much.